Hey, my name is Jason Banks, and this is Assignment 5, Putting It All Together. The first thing to talk about here is revisions, and the first thing I decided that was rather than provide the curated text for them to read, I was going to have them do some research on their own. It's one of my state standards. I might as well have them do it again. They've already done it earlier in the year, but it never hurts to do things multiple times. And the unit is going to need more time. If I add in having them do the research themselves, I'm going to have to give them more time to find it, more time to analyze it, more time to decide whether it's reliable. I'm also going to include a whole class discussion at the end of this unit before they start writing their script for their podcasts, because I found that giving them that opportunity to talk about things, put their ideas to me, put their ideas to their classmates really helps them before they get into the writing process. And then finally, I want to change the focus. Beforehand, I had it focused as to what were the causes of World War II. I think that's a little too broad. There's too many variations out there that they could get lost in, so I'm going to narrow that down to what was sort of the cause of the rise of fascism in Germany specifically. I think that'll help them with understanding the setting for the text that they're going to be reading, which is Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. It'll also help them understand the sort of the feeling that the family and friends might have had while they were hiding in that secret annex. The identified understandings, these come straight from the unit as a whole itself, but they do fit into this project. I want them to understand that there are multiple layers to the text that they read, that impactful presentations require effective public speaking skills, and really from the whole, I want them to understand that multimedia and visuals are going to increase understandings of their audiences and the audience engagement. The appropriate evidence, this podcast is going to show their ability to determine a central theme and I always think of theme, but the central idea of a text and analyze its development. It's one of our key state standards here in the state of Kansas. It's also going to test their ability to write explanatory text based upon that reading, and then also their ability to present that writing in a clear and concise manner. They're only going to have a few short minutes for their podcast, so they're going to have to be very clear, very concise when they do that. As far as real-world understandings go, this is going to offer students a chance to produce a product that they are familiar with. Not all of them listen to podcasts, but they're at least familiar with what they are. It is a modern form of communication. It's going to be able to demonstrate their effective verbal communication. It requires forethought and planning. They just can't wing it like many of my middle schoolers want to. And also it's going to allow them to practice that effective research, which goes beyond being a researcher or a professor, but something that all of us as adults need to do when we come across ideas. We need to research and make sure that they're valid. And again, because this is a part of a whole, it's going to help them show what the really big idea for this unit is, and that they're supposed to look at a group of people and how they have how they've struggled, and then how that helps them looking at that struggle helps them make decisions about real-world issues. So they're going to be doing that with a real-world issue of their choice. Finally, self-assessments and reflections for them. There'll be discussion prompts that they can do, both verbal as well as I'm going to have a couple of online discussions as well. They're going to be doing some tickets out of class to make sure that they've kind of understood what it is that they've read. And then, as I said before, that whole class discussion will be an opportunity for them to reflect on what it is that they know and don't know, and to assess how they're doing as far as being ready to write that script. And then the end of the unit project itself is a chance for them to reflect on what they've read and learned. So in the end, I think this project is going to be really cool. I don't have it fully formed, but I haven't had a chance to put it in front of students and see how it goes and make those revisions that always come with when you put it into action. So that is my assignment number 5, and thanks for listening.